Okay, so this is standard form, video 83. Now, standard form really is a way that mathematicians write very large or very small numbers in a slightly sort of different, more convenient way. So let's look at a question and see how they look. Okay. So here is a number already written in standard form, 1.2 times 10 to the power of 5, and they're asking us to write that as an ordinary number. So basically, you just need to remember that 10 to the power of 5 is effectively 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, or a 1 and 5 zeros. So what I'm doing is timesing it by 100,000. Okay? And 1.2 times 100,000 is 120,000. And that is the answer. So it takes a number, it's already written as a power, and then you just need to think about what will happen to my original decimal when I multiply it by that. Now, going backwards, so this is a number that isn't in standard form, and I need to put it in standard form. So my answer is going to be something times 10 to the power of something. Okay, that's effectively what standard form looks like. Okay, I'll put a little bubble around that. So in this case, to make this a number between 1 and 10, because that number in that box is going to be between 1 and 10, or technically between 1 and 9, because it can't actually be 10. If it would be 10, then that becomes 1.0. But anyway, so I'll write 9 actually, between 1 and 9. So this number is obviously going to be 3. Now, what do I times it by? Times 10 to the power of something. Now, 3 times 10, it's going to get bigger. So I actually need to times it by a number smaller than 10. Now, to make 10 into something smaller than 10, I'm going to use a negative power. Okay, so the number that goes in this box, 10 to the power of, is going to be minus, and effectively you look at how many places you need to move the decimal point. So in this case it's 3 places, so it's 10 to the minus 3. So my answer then is 3 times 10 to the minus 3. Nice and simple. Let's take a look at the next two, see how that makes sense. So again, this number, so between 1 and 9, that's going to be 4.29, and now I just need to count how many places I need to move this to get there. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's times 10 to the power of 7. There's my answer, 4.29 times 10 to the 7. And then finally, 3.61 times 10 to the minus 3 is an ordinary number. So I'm moving, this means I'm moving, decimal point moves, and it's going to move how many places? To the left or to the right is the question. Well, if it's a minus power, then I'm moving the decimal point to the left because the number's getting smaller, and it's moving 3 times to the left. So 3 left. In other words, my number gets 10 times smaller, 100 times smaller, 1,000 times smaller. So this becomes 0.00361. Okay? So I've moved it 1, 2, 3 places to the left. Here's what I mean. 1, 2, 3 places to the left. And there's my answer. Now let's see if we can find... that's good. So here's a division sum with standard form. Now, it's a simple question. It looks complicated because it's got some nasty decimals and it's in standard form. So the first thing you're going to do is the number divided by the number. So I'm going to split this into 2 separate parts. That divided by that, and then it's going to be times by 10 to the power of something, which is basically 10 to the 2 divided by 10 to the minus 3. Now, I'm going to deal with the tens first because that's easy. Now, when you're dividing numbers and the base numbers are the same, what do you do with the powers? That's right, you subtract them. So 2 minus 3. So that's going to become 5. Well done if you spotted the double negative. It's 2 minus 3. The reason it's minus is when you divide and the base numbers are the same, you subtract the indices. So 2 minus 3. Now on this side, I'd just use a calculator to be honest. So 8.694 1.4 divided by 6.21 gives us 1.4. So there is our answer, 1.4 times 10 to the 5. Okay, nice and simple. Just take it in steps. So the two numbers go in one bracket, and then the powers of 10 go in another bracket, and you deal with the two separately. I hope that helps with your homework and/or revision.